Hello, freshmen! I hope you've enjoyed your first year at UCLA so far. It's a pretty amazing school, huh? And I hope you're excited for Music 140 next year. I had a blast learning about the interesting lives of composers and their music. Say, did you know that Wagner was in love with the wife of the man who was housing him? Talk about biting the hand that feeds you. And that Berlioz rented an apartment right across the street from an actress that he was obsessed with. Ah, some of the things that you'll learn in 140 seem to come straight out of a new, hip, and exciting soap opera. Speaking of learning, M140 uses a really cool tool to help you discover new music and those who wrote it, heard it, or were influenced by music. It was created by our very own Professor Winter, the teacher of this course. It includes a really neat feature that allows you to click on parts of a score and hear the music of that individual part with the actual sheet music. Meta is the reason why I've been able to internalize a lot of the music we've talked about this year. So I'd like to show you a bit of it now and some of the pieces. Three of my favorite pieces from this year are Beethoven's Piano Sonata in C minor, Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique, and Liszt's La Campanella. Let me first show you the second movement of the Beethoven Piano Sonata in C minor. Here, Beethoven presents a theme and variations that unfolds in a very innovative and unique manner. It begins simply, but by the end of the fourth movement, he climbs higher and higher and higher, as if he's headed to the heavens. Since Beethoven wrote this near the end of his life, perhaps the musical symbol for ascension to the heavens mirrored his own thoughts on his own future. The movement specifies to keep the same pulse throughout, a cosmic pulse, if you will, that ties together variations into a complete movement. I really like the third variation, where he wildly swings the notes with dotted rhythms, much like a jazz player might do today. Keep in mind that everything you're about to hear was written by a man who at this time was deaf. Yeah, amazing. Well, now I'd like to talk a little bit about Berlioz's Symphonie Fantastique. After seeing the actress, Harriet Smithson, perform as Ophelia in Hamlet, Berlioz became totally obsessed with her. Though Smithson refused to talk to Berlioz, he composed Symphonie Fantastique in 1830 at 27 years old as a reflection on this infatuation. When it premiered, it was really unique because Berlioz's love for Smithson had become publicly known and audiences knew the piece's explicitly autobiographical form. In the program notes for the fourth movement, he writes that he dreamed that he killed his lover and was condemned to death. The fourth movement contrasts a somber, fierce march representing his walk to the scaffold with a vulgar and clamorous ending that depicts a jeering crowd. It climaxes with a final hit that's like the blow of a guillotine, and by the end of the life of the protagonist, by ending the life of the protagonist was like a crazed, fanciful death. Berlioz pokes fun at himself and this outlandish fantasy that he has. Here's the end of the fourth movement. There's the guillotine hit. Yeah, it's so cool. Well, let's move on to the list, shall we? In La Campanella, Liszt used two simple themes, the first in the minor mode and the second in the major mode, and he elaborates on them. They repeat 7 times, and each is progressively more elaborate and more profound. Take a listen to the first few bars of the list. Starts just on a D sharp. Very simple. Yeah, wow. So wonderful. Well, I don't want to scare you, but there is a lot to learn, and this class will be difficult. We need to know many composers and the pieces inside and out to be able to identify them in any part from any part on exams. But Professor Winter makes the class really enjoyable and interesting. And I find that if you pay attention in class and read Mita, the class is a lot more fun than it is difficult. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you around Schoenberg really soon. Bye!